In this video, we are going to see the concept of tracking and snapping. Already in the previous lectures, I have shown you how to track and snap, but I am going to discuss a little more in this lecture. We'll take line and let us create some lines. Maybe we'll create a rectangle. So for doing that, I'll click somewhere here and I'll create a vertical line. Then I'll create a horizontal line. Now when I move here, you can see this end point we are able to track. When I click, you can see. So what I have done is, I have tracked this end point and I have created a vertical line which is coinciding with this point's tracking line. And if you see here, this is horizontal track, this is vertical track, and if you come here, this is point on curve. So we are able to create a point on this line. And we are going to connect this line that we are going to make. This is called snapping. So I have told you about tracking, which is we are going to track the point. And if you want to pick a point from any geometry, then it is snapping the point. Here I have snapped the middle point of this line. This is the end point. This is also the end point. You can see the symbol here. This is the end point. This is point on this curve. And if I come here and click, we have created a line which is connecting the midpoint of this vertical line. Let us take another line and suppose I will click here. Here you can see a parallel constraint is getting automatically created. Suppose we don't want that. If you come here, we are able to select the end point of this line. This is snapping. Now let us take line tool again and maybe I'll click on this endpoint. So we are able to select endpoints, midpoints, point on a curve, and any other point that we are able to select. It is a snapping point. If I want to create a perpendicular line, you can see the snap is getting created. Suppose we want to create a line which is perpendicular to this line. You can see a perpendicular line is creating, which is going to intersect this line at this point, which is point on curve. Click and you can see this is the snapping. So we know now what is tracking and snapping. Tracking is simply following a point and generating another point. And snapping is to catch the points, which is endpoints, midpoints. Also we can snap center points. Let us create a circle, which I have not shown you till now. But if you create a circle here, I will take a line and from this point, which is the end point, you can see this is the center point. I can create by snapping the center point. So we have created a line from this end point to the center point of this circle by using the snapping feature of Creo. We will be using this a lot. Of course, we have used this in the previous examples, but now you know what is tracking and snapping. In the next lecture, we are going to see example 3 and also we are going to see how to remove a constraint.